Yep, we are in line for another storm. Just giving you all a good show. And depending on what the news is saying, and I'm trying to pay attention to it, so yeah, there's a there's been the possibility of hail coming in. There's been the possibility of, at the very least, strong winds, possible tornadic activity, though the risk usually does go down at night, but as you all know, well, at least the traditional mentality is just because it goes down at night doesn't mean the risk isn't there at all. The risk is still there for a possible tornado, and yeah, being in a mobile home park, yeah, this is not necessarily a safe place to be at. But yeah, I guess it's better to be in the mobile home right now than possibly be outdoors or traveling right now. Lightning is most noticeable in the north and the west.
Alright, so yeah, as we take a look at the latest with these two lines of storms, for those of you in the control room, I do have a request if we are able
Not quite sure how far away any of this is, because I know lightning can travel quite a distance. I mean, obviously it's doesn't seem to be all that far away. I mean, when you're seeing it like this, yeah. At this point, we know it's closer than it had been maybe an hour ago. Yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to the local. Whoa! Huh. I was gonna mention I'm paying attention to the local ABC affiliate. Then again, all the local stations are pretty good about keeping an eye on this sort of bad weather. And yeah, I know I'm being a dumbass by keeping myself exposed like this, but then again, have I ever been known for intelligence? If I have, it's been years. I know one thing, I'm not going to go to bed right away. If I have to make an escape, I gotta make an escape if it gets bad enough. But then, if it gets bad enough, I'm probably screwed anyway. Yeah, I don't exactly have transportation, and I can't trust the neighbors to get me out of here, so yeah, I'm probably better off.
downtown Forum building right here that's on top of the Forum building, looking off to the west. And as we take a look, I'm just zooming in internally here to see how far the storms are. Those are just approaching between Castleton and Mapleton right now, so about 15 miles off.
At least I can say my brother, the salty dog, is gonna be safe.
On this storm force.
Feel better about that at the very minimum.
To again the Enderlin and Lisbon areas, but further off to the north, this northern cell really is showing some weakening trends, which is certainly good news here. That's what we want to see here. Storms to the east here, the heavy and that might be picking up in the Castleton area. Some small hail possible as these storms continue through western and central portions of Cass County as well. Again, we're seeing that prolific lightning show though on our
Whoa, ha 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 ha.
area, and that's going to continue here as we take you over the next.
I farted.
First, 2 lines of storms starts to roll into the Fargo area. We'll hand things back over to Jesse, and I will just say we have had a couple of viewers as this secondary line of storms bumps into the first line of storms.
Let's first, I'm going to put the storm tracker on this secondary line. Most likely, we'll kind of have a conglomeration of the two. So sometimes they can intensify, or sometimes they cancel each other out. Most likely, this more powerful line off to the west, off to the west, is going to overtake this secondary one once they come through. It will become more of a wind thing. So I'm more expecting and more concerned about this. Is going to again overtake this line closer to the Red River Valley at the moment. So here's the storm tracker. This particular line moving through central North Dakota is moving at about 60 miles an hour. So that just gives you an indication of how strong the wind speeds are. With
Yeah, this is gonna get ugly quick.
so it should be closer to Lemoore, down in the south there, closer to about 11.
Yep, I think it's a good idea to head inside.
Again,
Take care, y'all, and I'll try to give you more footage later.